Hello, our team carried out an advanced machine learning project titled CNN LSTM Autoencoder Acoustic Anomaly Detection. The table of contents is as follows. To begin with the background, early detection of machine abnormalities in industrial sites is crucial for preventing accidents and improving productivity. However, installing vibration or temperature sensors is often difficult or expensive. What if we could detect equipment failures early by simply listening to sounds in industrial environments? We focused on acoustic anomaly detection. Previous studies we referred to use on LSTM autoencoder to reconstruct temperature time series data and regarded large reconstruction errors as anomalies. However, because sound owns a frequency spectrum that changes over time, relying on only LSTM makes it hard to learn frequency-specific features sufficiently. Here is why we choose the CNN LSTM architecture instead of a plain LSTM. When using only an LSTM, it can capture merely the temporal variations in the time series data, making it difficult to distinguish the characteristics of each frequency band on its own. In contrast with a CNN LSTM structure, a 1D convolve layer first learns local patterns along the frequency axis. After applying batch norm and ReLU to form a feature map by frequency, that output is passes to the LSTM, which can then model how those frequency-specific features evolve over time simultaneously. Because a mass spectrogram is a time-frequency image, and industrial machine sounds change their frequency distribution subtly during failures. CNN LSTM can, first, CNN captures spatial features of which frequency band strengthens or weakens. And second, LSTM capture temporal features of when that pattern lays and when it suddenly changes, so it detects spatial temporal changes more accurately than a single LSTM. In short, we chose the CNN LSTM structure to learn the dual patterns of frequency and time beyond simple time series modeling. The data we use are from the MIMI dataset provided by Hitachi. This dataset contains sounds of 4 industrial devices: fan, valve, pump, and slide rail, and each device has normal and abnormal recordings. All audio files are 10-second wave files sampled at 16 kHz. Among them, we selected the pump device with ID 0. The training set contains 863 normal samples, and the test set consisted of 143 normal and 143 abnormal samples. Our pre-processing pipeline was first to convert each the 10-second audio signal to a mass spectrogram. Second, apply log scaling to reflect human hearing characteristics. Third, segment every spectrogram into fixed-size windows and save them as NumPy arrays. This pre-processing prepared a fixed-size time series image as model inputs, allowed temporal features to be captured via segmentation, and stabilized the scale with the log transform. As a baseline model, we implemented an LSTM autoencoder. It takes a mass spectrogram as input, compresses it through 2 LSTM layers in the encoder, and reconstructs it through 2 LSTM layers in the decoder. Anomalies are determined based on the reconstruction error. Our proposed CNN LSTM autoencoder is different. The input mass spectrogram first passes through COMB 1D or LELU activation and batch normalization to extract spatial features, which are then fed into two LSTM layers to learn temporal features. The decoder also uses LSTM layers to finally reconstruct the original spectrogram. We compared those four models. All models were trained for 50 epochs under the same conditions. LSTM AE constructor is encoder with two LSTM layers and decoder with two LSTM layers. CNN LSTM AE structure is encoder with COMB 1D, LELU batch norm followed by two LSTM layers and decoder with two LSTM layers. This slide shows the LSTM autoencoder without any CNN layers. The model on the left is a unidirectional LSTM autoencoder, while the one on the right is a bidirectional LSTM autoencoder. Next, we present the LSTM autoencoder with an added CNN layer. The left diagram depicts the unidirectional CNN LSTM autoencoder, and the right diagram shows the bidirectional CNN LSTM autoencoder. We added a CNN layer to the LSTM autoencoder proposed in the reference paper so that local time frequency parents of the acoustic signal would be extracted first, allowing the LSTM to learn more meaningful temporal information. When we compare the unidirectional models, the CNN enhanced version indeed outperforms the plain LSTM autoencoders as expected. Moving on to the bidirectional models, we find that, contrary to expectation, the version with the CNN layer performs worse overall than the plain bidirectional LSTM autoencoder. We interpret the polar results of the bidirectional CNN LSTM model from two perspectives. First, over smoothing by the CNN. The CNN layer squeezes features so hard that the LSTM loses the tiny cues it needs. Normal samples end up with larger reconstruction errors. The gap to abnormal samples shrinks, and separating the two becomes tricky. Normal error goes up, abnormal error rises or stays flat. Second, batch norms side effects. Step-by-step normalization washes out those subtle temporal shifts that drive recall in anomaly detection, so recall drops. These findings show that adding CNN layers and batch normalization does not automatically improve acoustic anomaly detection. In future experiments, we plan to test smaller kernel size, omit batch norm, apply layer norm, and explore various other combinations. In conclusion, our experiments reveal that the COMB1 LSTM architecture effectively captures the temporal and spatial characteristics of acoustic data. However, simply adding combo 2D layers did not guarantee better performance. Pulling related information loose, threshold shifts caused by the 2D transformation, and overfitting can actually degrade the results. Thank you.